harsh emotional situations or traumatic experiences are very much so real. When someone goes through trauma in their life and they never have it resolved, which happens like when you become an adult and you realize at times that how fucked up your childhood was, you're like, oh my gosh, what the fuck was that? Like, it happens as an adult, and then you look back and you see like, wow, there should have been this moment of healing or that moment of healing, and maybe you didn't know how to articulate for yourself, or maybe others didn't articulate for you, or maybe it was the norm. And so there's a lot of confusion behind, what should have happened. But just know now that it doesn't matter if it should have been that way or this way. The only thing matters is that you validate whatever it is that you need. So if you need some more TLC or some more patience, or you need to talk it through, or you need to, have a artistic outlet for it, then do it. Connect in with yourself and honor that. Removing any anxiety, removing anything that is no longer serving you, is more about just letting that certain part of your karma or just lived experience that you're used to, letting it die, letting it kind of just be removed onto its next evolutionary path, so that you can walk into a new, higher dimensional experience, just new. Sometimes it's hard to walk away from the past. It's harder to walk away from a path that you've been on for a long time, because there are memories, there are people, there are responsibilities, a lot of times toxic responsibilities that are so deeply embedded in whatever it is that you're doing, that is so deeply connected to the anxiety, to the depression, and things like that. And so walking or taking footsteps away from that can feel like walking into a new life. Now, you'll feel free, but most people are very kind. It's true, even in fucked up situations, most people are really kind. A lot of times they'll stay in toxic dynamics because they care more about someone else than they do themselves. And that's actually going against what we really need to be doing. People are much nicer, people are much healthier, and much more healthier dynamics when they care about themselves first. And what I mean by that is, I don't mean by being selfish, because being selfish is more of something that has to do with insecurity. I'm talking about taking full responsibility for their life and co-creating. Know that they are co-creating this life and taking ownership of that. That within itself is a lot of power. To know that the power is within you first, and outside of you is a reflection of what is in you first. So if you want to change anything that is outside, you start by changing what is inside. The first thing is always gratitude, living in a space of gratitude. And it doesn't mean you have to be perfect, doesn't mean you're walking around on cloud 9 all the time. Sometimes life happens, shit gets real, shit gets fucked up, and you feel different from time to time, or people get you out your pocket. That's okay, it happens, it's a life. But at the core of living life, try your hardest if you can to think about something you are grateful for. Something that so deeply connects you to your purpose, to that Allow it to be, allow it to be, allow it to be. Allow it to be, allow it to be, allow it to be. Allow it to be. The most healing thing a person could ever do, especially if you have an issue with someone who has hurt you, is to validate your experience, to acknowledge that that happened. There are so many relationships, parents, romantics, friendships, family, co-workers, people that you might be around for some reason. There are so many dynamics that could be healed, not by somebody saying, oh, let me come and fix someone else's life. No, by just saying, I hear you and I acknowledge that that did happen, yes. I think acknowledging that something happened is more important than even someone saying, oh, I'm so wrong, da-da-da-da-da. It's not that at all. It's just, instead of lying to someone and saying, and trying to make yourself seem like, oh, I'm this horrible person, or, oh, I'm too good to make a mistake. Instead, just say, I acknowledge your reality. Let me know how I can help to bridge the gap. This is what I felt. Tell me how you felt. It
go, okay? May I touch you? Okay. Just relax. Okay, relax. I'm just gonna place my hand right there on your third eye, okay? And just breathe through it. Dear universe, and all for the highest vibrational good only, please connect us to our highest intention and validate information from our highest self only. Please release what we need to let go and embrace what allows us to grow. Let our journey encompass the lineages, traditions, and religions and spiritual paths that bring light out through us to share with others. I say all of this in the name of I am. Ashe, Ashe, Ashe. So I'm gonna go with the Reiki symbols. My sweet little babies, just to get us started. Okay, so sweetness, just breathe in and out and relax into this moment. Feel free to drift to sleep, drift to slumber, and relax. Or you can channel or go into a trance session here and breathe through this, okay? And relax. Be sweet to yourselves, babies. Be kind, be loving. Give yourself all this beautiful energy. Okay? And shower yourself in this beautiful gift of love, compassion, forgiveness, kisses, all that sweet stuff. And just relax in the moment. Now you know I'm paid in smiles and YouTube ad revenue. Y'all know I'm gonna be cheesy. I just do things to make you laugh, because when we do this work, the more that we're just relaxed, let's just be relaxed, okay? So just breathe through this and just be yourself. So clearing away past pain and giving you a fresh start in relationships, in love, in connection. You deserve the love you are looking for. You deserve the beautiful peace and space that you need to develop yourself in a romantic and in a self-love way. You deserve all of these things. So let's just recalibrate your energy to that frequency that best serves your life force energy. And for you to fill yourself up with this beautiful energy surrounding you that is love and compassion. So let's just realign your energy, because it's like, so let's bring it back in, okay? Sweetness, we're just gonna bring this back into line, because sometimes when our energy is spread out too wide, we're all over the place. Let's just bring it in and just narrow it. We want laser focus on our understanding of this. So I'm gonna go in and do some past work, relieving any pain that is surrounding partnership, or those that have hurt you in the past, or if you have hurt others in the past. So going in and releasing the need to hold on to any pain that still lingers from the past. Letting go of the memory that no longer serves you, keeping the wisdom, of course, and release it onto its evolutionary path. And let it be, let it go. 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 Focusing on your energy, focusing on your vibrational frequency, so that you are elevating yourself to a level to be able to receive the type of love and support you need, and the level of maturity ourselves to the next part of us. It's like Shrek, the onion with layers. So let's just move it through and work through this energy. And I'm just going to slightly remove any lower vibrational experiences that no longer resonate with you in this moment. And I'll just help you do this as you release it yourself. Breathing through the space where you can find yourself again and you can realign yourself with the love that you deserve, with the love that brings you smiles, with the love that brings you kisses, with the love that brings you comfort. We're all looking to be comfortable. So allow yourself to be receptive to whatever kind of love that you need right now in your life, okay? And perhaps if you're on a journey and you're trying to figure out if the love is right for you, does it bring you comfort? Does it make you feel like a cloud, taking a nap with a cloud blanket on top of you? A fluffy pillow, and you could sleep for hours, Have you ever had like a snow day and you don't have to get up and go to school and it's just so cozy because it's cold outside, but it's warm in the bed and you don't have to do anything except just lie there, and it's like the day has so much potential. That's what love should feel like. That there's so much potential. That it's comfy like a snow day. And that it's relaxing and peaceful. Okay, I'm starting to feel your shift now. And I feel pretty good about that. Just breathe through this. Okay, so what else? Okay, now, as I work with your aura, I'm gonna go ahead and say love takes time. It takes patience. The love that takes the most time is always the best love, the love that stays the longest. The love that you didn't even realize was growing for so long, so that it can stay where it is. And love is also multifaceted, okay? People are gonna come into your life in, different durations, and they're gonna leave whenever they're or you are ready for this energy to separate, and that's okay. Love doesn't have to be permanent forever. You're going to love a lot of people, and a lot of people are going to love you, and that is okay. And then you'll have a couple people that you'll go the course with, and that is okay. Just remember that the love you receive is always a reflection of the love within you. So any changes that you want to make externally have to come from internal shifts, and that takes times. It can take months, it can take years, but you're worth it. You're worth this shift and this change, and for the right energy to enter into your life, and for you to be able to surrender to that energy, and that energy to surrender to you, okay? Breathing through this moment, relaxing yourself into your body, into your energy, into your connection, and be patient as we fluff up your energy. And just take your time here. Relax into this. Remove any distractions that prevent you from relaxing. Remove any distractions that prevent you from relaxing. And start to find yourself in this beautiful, comfy bed. Cold and snowy outside, and you're wrapped up nice and tight. And you're just breathing in and out. And there's no place that is more comfortable than this place and this moment. No other place you'd rather be except for right here, in this space and in this moment. And breathe in to who you are and what you want and what brings you comfort, and find that comfort. Understand that discomfort plays a role in the experience of the universe, but it is not to punish, only to point out, only for reflection. We're going to learn in different ways. So, take what you need and leave what you don't. Find the space to relax in yourself. Let go of anything that is no longer serving you, and connect with your deepest understanding of the beautiful energy that surrounds you. You are love. You are light. And you are courage. All things for the highest vibrational good. Continue to breathe. 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 And relax into this feeling. Well, family, you did a fantastic job. I enjoyed our session today. Please be sweet to yourselves, babies, and be loving and kind. During this Mercury retrograde and Libra transit, there is a lot of shaking up when it comes to the one-on-one dynamics that we have with others. And so this is a beautiful time to be very self-compassionate and very patient. It's leaving retrograde next week. You'll be fine. And that's when everything will be very direct. So pay attention to what you needed to learn, because there's always something to learn. And leave what you don't, Understand that everybody just like you is working through something. So give yourself grace, and you'll be able to be understanding what others need that too. Any doubts, any anxiety, any insecurity, any confusion, past pain, so that you can be free of that. I want you sweetness
love, and abundance in. I say all of this in the name of I am. Ashe. 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 So I'm gonna start by just taking a moment to read the aura. This might take a couple moments, so just relax, breathing in and out. If you don't mind, I'm gonna remove some stuff as I get a clear view of what's going on. Okay. Just keep breathing. Okay. What I feel is a lot of change, a lot of movement, but also a strong sense of knowing that whatever is happening is for the greatest good. So, I think you need to hear this, and it's you are enough and you can do it. You are enough and you can do it. You are enough and you can do it. So I'm going to go in and align your chakras so that you can be very receptive to this. But just know you are enough and you can do it. Sweetness. So sweet. So lovely. So deserving. Okay. Okay. Okay.
just keep breathing through this. Just keep breathing through this. And now just to relax. To relax the energy outside of you. To release that. To release that. To release that. 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 Just pulling the tension away. Pulling that energy out. Pulling that away from you. Removing it from its path. Removing it from its path. Moving it down. And sending it on to its next evolutionary path. And placing no judgment here. So just working the energy down through the shoulders, all the way down to the root, to the sacral, to the solar plexus. Okay. All the way. All the way, all the way. All the way down. All the way. All the way, all the way. All the way down. All the way. All the way down. All the way down. All the way down. Good job here. Good job. 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 Good job, good job, good job, good job. Relax here. Relax here. And just bring that energy down. removing anything that needs to be let go of. To remove that which makes the path harder than it needs to be. It's okay. 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 It's okay, sweetness. It's okay. Well, family, you did a fantastic job. And I hope you feel very relaxed, because that was my intention, to bring a sense of relaxation for you to just enjoy. You know, the message of the day is to just savor. And I'm going to take a couple moments just to bring anything else that needs to come in. Enjoy. Relax. There's a lot of relaxing. Postpone. Take your time. That's what the postpone is. It's a take your time. Take your time. Take your time with it. It's okay. Take your time. Take your time. Take your time. Reconnect to myself. The more that the people who need me to give them love and they don't want to give it to themselves, they don't want to give it back to me, the more that they start to kind of like remove themselves in my life. And those who are filling themselves up and giving love freely just like me easily stay in my life, float in my life, stay connected without there having to be a feeling of possession, or there's a sense of freedom and things like that. And you know, if you just let the universe, God, source, whatever you believe in, if you just let that energy float freely, I guarantee you're gonna get what you're looking for. Okay. So it's very short and sweet. We do not have any retrograde Venus energy this year. At least something, right? But love should be, oh, this is the best way I can describe it. My first memory of true love or what real love is when I was a little girl and I was in kindergarten. sigil is. Essentially, that's all a Reiki symbol is. It's just a sigil. Sigils are symbols that represent something based off of the intention that you put into them. So the Reiki symbols were created, and it is the intention that all of us practitioners continue to put into them that gives it power. Whereas at the same time, you can also make your own sigils and, infuse whatever it is that you like. I've seen quite a few people enjoy making their own sigils. And of course, if you train with me, these is purposeful and it's meant to be. And so if you are meant to be here, you are meant to be here. So go ahead and give yourself a pat on the back for being here, and just take your time, enjoy each and every part of the session and just relax, okay? Okay. So, I start the session off with a prayer. It's not a religious prayer, it's just a prayer to root us in our individual healing experience and to bring us together as a community and as a collective. And because consent matters, do I have your permission to say a prayer? Okay, babies. Dear universe, and all for the highest vibrational good only, please connect us to our highest self and validate information from our highest self only. Please allow us to let go of what we need to let go and embrace what allows us to grow. Let our journey encompass the lineages, traditions, religions, and spiritual paths that bring light out through us to share with others. I say all of this in the name of I am. Ashe, Ashe, Ashe. Okay. So, sweetness, just relax. So I'm going to start by going in and just pulling out anything that's just right up there. And we're not going to judge it at all. We're just going to let it be. We're going to say, oh, it's okay. So let me just remove that for you. Just you relax. Just relax and really enjoy this moment for yourself. Okay. And just breathe in and out here. And sweetness, I forgot to say, welcome to all my new babies, and a special welcome back to all my returning babies. Mama loves you. Sorry about that. Okay. You would think after doing this long I would get it. I don't. It's a process. So just work through that. And so ground your energy down, okay? So just ground it down. And grounding doesn't have to be 100% earth qualities. Every sign offers an opportunity to ground it its own way. And so what we're leaning towards now, based off of the planetary positions, is a Piscean grounding. So in order to ground in a Pisces energy, that is the ultimate sense of surrender. You can't control it, but you have to flow with it. And that is a part of the process here. And there is something underneath the energy that that will work out for your benefit if you just trust it. But you have to separate what it looks like on the outside and just rest in the understanding that what's going on the inside, and if you take that journey, will lead you in the direction that you need to go. So just inhale and exhale here. Work through that. Breathing through this. And release. And I think the energy that comes up is not being afraid to fail. Instead, I actually think it should be enjoy failing. Because there's almost like this wall in front of you that you feel like is preventing you from success. And so even if you have a good plan, even if you have a desire, you're just kind of like petrified with this fear. And so in order to get to the other side, just let yourself know it's okay to fail. Just go over there and just enjoy yourself. Flow with the energy. Follow the energy. Allow it to be what it needs to be. And that will give you so much more out of the experience than if everything looked perfect all the time. It does not have to look perfect all the time, okay? Good job. this has clear quartz, but you can add anything you want to. And the clear quartz is for cleansing. And so it's kind of cool because you can technically use it as like the same properties that the clear quartz offers. All around your energy as well. So exhale, take an exhale. Enjoy life. Enjoy it. Enjoy every little bit that life has to offer you, sweetness, because you never really get this time back. And this is a really special time in your life because it is it's the only time you'll be this person at this time, at this age, at this experience. And one day this will be your past, and you'll look back and you'll say like, oh, this is my past. And often we fondly look at the past as simpler times. So technically, currently you're living in simpler times. So just using the clear quartz in here to rest. Now, I also want to explain something to you when it comes to making your own cleansing. The color of the bottle is up to you, but there is a purpose for using darker bottles. If you have something that's going to be sitting on a shelf for a long time, you might consider a darker bottle because it is that sun that comes into the water that begins to create or to amplify growth of, little stuff. So the darker the bottle, the less sunlight can get in to create that, because if we look at ourselves as a species, we came from the water, because we know that on this planet, when life came to be, it was these, tiny cells and microorganisms that were in the water, and it was because of the light and the water and all of those different, properties that life became. So I know I just gave this really big overview to simply say, it'll help keep your cleanse fresh for a long time if you use a darker bottle. I just love this sound. It's one of my favorite sounds. Okay, you got it. You're relaxing here and just embracing all that you have to offer, all that you have to give. experience that life gives you as an opportunity to learn yourself deeply, to not judge what may come in that direction, but just to go with the flow. And that can be scary, and that can take a lot of courage, but I think that it'll be okay. I think it'll be just fine. I think you're going to be able to do and accomplish whatever it is that you need to do in order to get to wherever you need to go. And I enjoy sharing this space with you as you get there, okay? If you want to put that towards your goals, put that towards your goals. It's your world, baby. I just live in it, okay? Do whatever it is that you need to do. But really gonna go in, do some aligning, bring up anything that comes during this time, and then we're really going to, starting like maybe like next week, really jump into it. We're really about to get some shit done. So if you're new to the community, welcome. This is your nightly self-care routine, self-healing. I am someone who individually is very spiritual. Everything we do here, it's not religious. You feel free to have any belief that you want to, and feel free to have kind of the foundation to change. My background is I am an energy healing practitioner. My formal training is I studied religious studies. I have a degree in religious studies, and my family, specifically my grandmother, so if you read the description, she is the kind of the main person who kind of showed me everything. It was my first teacher. So now I get to do the fun stuff of sharing this with others. And even though this feels very mystical, metaphysical, esoteric, what I try to explain is it's also very interconnected. It can be about magic, and sometimes it's not. Sometimes it's the mind. I say that like the mind is the magic, and I don't mean like you're tricking yourself into believing something, but I think that, as we experience things that we feel like are like mystical and esoteric, I personally just think it is a part of the physical ability to do things that maybe science just hasn't caught up, and we're just waiting for it. And that's everything that could be outside, but I think more important, the things on the inside. So if you want to change your life, you want to transform, you want to take something to the next mindfulness, esoteric experiences, esoteric mindfulness, and I want to give you the autonomy and the freedom to create whatever life you want, or create any understanding to learn and to change and to grow and to, do all of these things. This is a safe space for you, so it doesn't have to look a certain part. It doesn't have to, mirror something. It doesn't have to do anything except support you. So whatever you need, take, and what you don't, baby, just let it go. Like, don't even worry about what's for you, baby. It's for you. And so I want you to go where love loves you back. So we're gonna work today on channeling that energy so that you can be aware and you can be receptive to that, because sometimes it's hard to see, and it might be in certain areas of life too. And then I always like to do like little life lessons too, but let's jump on it. Also, if you really like my vibe and would like additional support, and again, sometimes it's mystical, sometimes it's just self-care, sometimes it's mindfulness, head on over to the Patreon community, where we are this inner circle of collectiveness, and so that is support there too. So let's go ahead and get started with the prayer. I'm still reading it because it's still new, and yeah, so realized, okay, this environment is not a fertile soil for me. And it it just wasn't, it just wasn't for me. And so how much was I willing to take? Prior to not having you in the community, what I would do was, you kind of feel stuck where you're at and you just have to deal with it. And I was like, oh no, baby, I'm out this bitch. I'm not doing this. I'm not gonna have people talking to me any kind of way or undervaluing me or, just, stuff like that. I don't need that because I already value myself. Boom, left, walked on out of there and realized that it was one of the best, brave, and practical decisions I've ever made. And it allows me to live out my dream of being a facilitator in this healing experience with you and the rest of the community. So it wasn't one of the best decisions I ever made, but I had to change my mind and also understand that, wow, how many years before did I stay in toxic dynamics in the workplace because I was too afraid to find what was next, or maybe I just didn't have something set up. So you can do two things at one time as you're building that in. So just giving you a little bit of that life story, kind of as just a little bit of like a little appetizer as you were thinking, what do I want? And you want to go where love loves you back, okay? And I can say that I live my dream life now. It's still hard work, there's still setbacks, there's still all the regular schmegular, but like when you or anyone in the community, leaves a comment, likes a video, writes to me, and makes me a part of your experience, or just says thanks, for facilitating the space as you are doing your own work, it means so much to me. It feels like love. It feels like what I'm doing and what I'm saying is creating the type of impact I would want to see, which is, energetic, mental, emotional, a balance and well-being and all of those things. And so I feel as though I'm in a space where love loves me back. And I just want to encourage you that if you are in a space where love loves you back, baby, just like feel like grateful, don't rush through life. Don't want to not enjoy the beauty of it because of the little stuff. Don't make yourself too busy. And if you're not in a space yet where love loves you back, then what I would say to you is let's start to craft it. Let's use this month, depending on what cycle you're in your life. You might have a quick transformation, or this just might be the foundational steps. Sometimes it's not really even about finally I'm there. Sometimes it's about being along in the journey. Dissonance will teach you something about yourself. Dissonance will give you some perspective, like a little evaluation, a little report card in life. And let's pay attention others, but just to have a different type of relationship. Like maybe you work for a company and the leadership treats you like that you are really valuable, pays you what you're worth. That works too. Maybe you have impact in a very collaborative space, you know, all of that stuff. You just want to know that you are being valued, that what you're doing matters, and all of that stuff, okay? All of that, all of that, all of that, all of that, all of that stuff matters, and it's gonna be okay. So, this month, you gotta be brave. This month, you gotta be patient. And this month, you gotta be practical. Because what I realized when I left my job was the decision I made was a practical decision. But it was inside of here that can make something irrational, especially when you're going after your dreams. Like I said in the beginning, when you control this, you control reality. The magic is within here. You want to be able to align your energy to be able to go after what it is that you want. You got it? Get it? Got it? Good? Okay. Well, family, I hope you enjoyed this session. I'm really excited for this month. I really love, being here. Let me say thank you, thank you, thank you for sharing your journey with me. I really appreciate you being here, and I'm so excited to see you blossom and or bloom and take care of yourself. So typically, baby, what that looks like is that you just enjoy the healing, or you set this time aside to do something that is for your self-care practice, or you fall asleep. You know, it is what it is. So let's go ahead and get started. We start our session off with a prayer. It is not a religious prayer. It's just a prayer to root us in our individual healing experience and to bring us together as a community and as a collective. And because consent matters, to have your permission to say a prayer. Okay. May I touch you? Okay. Dear universe and all for the highest vibrational good only, please connect us to our highest self and validate information from our highest self only. Please allow us to let go of what we need to let go and embrace what allows us to grow. Let our journey encompass the lineages, traditions, religions, and spiritual paths that bring light out through us to share with others. I say all of this in the name of I am, Ashe. 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 So, if you don't mind, I'm just going to work on taking out any kind of negative energy in order to just get you ready for the session. Just breathing here. Okay, good job. Good job. So I'm just going to take that out. And I'm going to be really patient here, because sometimes, when you're trying to really get something, you have to take your time. I'm just going to take my time here. Okay. Okay, good job. So we're going to set the energy, right, by starting with some Reiki symbols, okay? So just rest. You can allow your head to kind of go back, okay? Okay. So just breathe there. I'm gonna get some scissors, and also I'm just going to make sure that the energy is good above the ground. this area. So it helps to remove if you ever feel tongue-tied or you feel like you can't really get your point across. This is great for that, okay? So we're going to go right here to the throat. We're going to move any of the energy that isn't where you need to be right now, okay? So we're just going to move it out the way. And just move it out the way, out the way, out the way. Just get it and send it on. So just work through that. The throat, third eye, crown. I'll work through that. Okay. And so give yourself just a couple of moments here while you kind of just get reoriented to what it feels to just have a relaxed throat, relaxed third eye, relaxed crown. And I do have some messages that are coming through. And the message is, it's like a cyclical message, meaning the way you feel today, you felt before. But there's almost a sense of evolution or a sense of being evolved. You know, the things that make you fearful are similar to the things that used to make you fearful. But you know better now, you know more, you're more elevated in your consciousness to understand what you're coming up against. And when I'm talking about fear, I don't mean that somebody is chasing you. I just mean like the fear of pursuing what you want, or the fear of liking what you want, or the fear of putting yourself out there, that kind of fear. Okay, babies? So what you're experiencing right now of what's coming up in your energy is completely normal. It's completely cyclical. Here's the thing. When a cycle returns to its beginning point, it gives you an opportunity to act in a new and a better way. Now you are in a better position than where you were when it first went around. But also, a cycle isn't just a complete circle. Really, when you turn it to the side, it's a spiral. Because it's never really the same, but very similar. And as you see, when it starts right here, if you allow that spiral to move, you will gradually move away from the situations or circumstances that you originally came from, but yet the themes will still show up, but just in different ways, and you'll be better equipped to handle them as well. So let's just take all this from the head and remove it. And so this could be karmic as well. Things that you just have to let go from your early life, from previous lifetimes. You just have to let go. Relax and rest here. Relax and rest here. Okay. So let's go down now to the heart, the solar plexus, and the sacral, because they're really kind of being packaged within you right now. So I'm just going to take a step back and just going to expand the heart. Inhale and exhale. Expand the heart. Expand the heart. Expand the heart. I'm just going to pull. 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 So this is removing any extra responsibilities that you just need to let go. Because I see you going on a new path, and you can't take the same stuff with you. You have to be open to a new journey. You have to surrender to the journey that is in front of you. Okay. So that feels pretty good. We're going to go all the way down to the solar plexus now. And so I like to expand the solar plexus because I think that's really important. Okay. Just bringing that out. And I want the energy from the head and those top chakras to flow down. So, removing from the solar plexus. And now I'm drawn to move directly into the sacral as well. And the sacral is is to trust in your creativity, that you know that creativity is your life. So you're going to trust in that, trust in what you've been doing and what you love. Trust that the path that you're on is taking you in a direction that you need to go in. Inhale, exhale, okay? And so we're going to go to the root now. And so this will be your foundation. This will be everything that you need to feel safe as you go on this journey, okay? So that's right here. So we're going to just work through that and start to pull up and send on to its next path, okay? And send it on. Good job. So, how are you feeling? How's it going, sweetness? Exhale, release. You should feel a sense of, you know what, if there's no answer to the question, it'll work out. Or, you know, I'll embrace the differenceness that's gonna, you know, what's going on there. I'm gonna get the comb now to just smooth all of your energy down. Okay. So you should be feeling like, okay, you know what? You're being called to something and you are embracing it. So just embrace it. So this is to bring the crown to the third eye to the throat, throat to the heart, heart to the solar plexus to the sacral, sacral to the root. Again, we're going to go again up to the crown, the third eye, the throat, the heart, the solar plexus, and all the way to the sacral and the root. So just removing any excess energy, sending things in its evolutionary path that is best for you, that feels whole and loving for you. Okay. Good job. Good job. Okay. Just keep going here. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Well, family, I hope you enjoyed this session. I hope that it gave you a lot of peace and rest and clarity for any themes that may have been coming up in your life recently. Just trust yourself and trust the process. Lean into the things that make you feel uncomfortable or the places where you can grow and expand, because if you want to expand on the outside, meaning